This is a spoilerless video. I will not reveal any important plot points or character appearances.
Let's get this started.
NieR Automata shouldn't exist. It's the latest entry in a poorly selling, poorly received series that had a cult following and not much more. Yet somehow, at some point, Yosuke Saito from Square Enix went up to Yoko Taro, the enigmatic director of the Drakengard series, and said, "Hey, I like your stuff. What do you say I give you some money and you make another one?" Just look at the result. NieR Automata is the magnum opus of the Drakengard series, surpassing even the original NieR in both concept and execution. Combining the action game prowess of Platinum Games with Yoko Taro's bizarre and impactful stories, and adding in Keiichi Okabe's masterful compositions, makes for a compelling and satisfying package. It's not a perfect game, no game or creation is, but it's pretty goddamn close. NieR Automata is an action RPG, released in February 2017. It was developed by Platinum Games, famous for creating Bayonetta, Vanquish, and other fast-paced action games. It's available on the PS4 and Steam. If you have a PS4 Pro, you get a resolution boost from 900p to 1080p, object-oriented motion blur, and a slightly more stable frame rate. It's a full retail game, going for $60 US, and completing the game takes about 40 hours. Of course, you could be like a video game reviewer and only finish ending A, which would take about 10 to 12 hours, but that would be stupid. This is a Yoko Taro game. The story takes place in the year 11,945 in the 14th Machine War. You play as 2B, a battle android in the Yorha force. You are assisted by 9S, a scanner model who specializes in hacking and intel gathering. Your mission is to eliminate all the machines infesting the planet Earth, so that the humans on the moon, driven from their home, can reclaim it. It may sound unimpressive to some, but it unravels as you get deeper into it. You do not need to play the other games in the Drakengard series to understand Automata. However, there are blatant references to the original NieR, and it does help to have some context and understanding as to why the world is the way it is. I would recommend watching Clem's analyses of the franchise, as he does a great job of covering the more obscure plot points. As an open-world hack-and-slash, Automata has a surprising amount of depth to its combat and maneuvering. If you've played Metal Gear Rising or Bayonetta, you'll feel right at home with Automata's combat. There are 4 different weapon classes, each with their own light and heavy combos. If you time your dodge right, you can immediately counter. You have a pod with ranged capabilities, and you can equip it with different abilities throughout the game. The characters feel very fluid and responsive, and you can cancel out of any movement by jumping or evading. While the combat is a highlight, and a massive improvement over any other game in the Drakengard series, Automata is a NieR game first and foremost, meaning it's an open-world RPG with tons of side quests and optional content. There are even multiple endings. 26, in fact. 21 of them are bad endings or joke endings, depending on how you want to look at it, and the other 5 are story endings. Side quests not only give XP and material rewards, there is also character banter that builds upon the world and lore.
Yorha members deserting? And attacking the Resistance, no less?
Proposal. Rogue Yorha units should be captured and detained in order to keep collateral damage at a minimum.
Detained? Easy for you to say.
As in the original NieR, not all the quests are particularly exciting gameplay-wise, but all of them are valuable. I have to give a special shout out to Keiichi Okabe and the rest of the musical team. Never before have I been so enchanted by a game's soundtrack as I have with Automata's. Whether it's the simple, comfy camp music or an intense, multi-layered boss track, I simply cannot get it out of my head. They even went to the extra step of remixing some of the tracks from the first NieR for certain moments, something that I really appreciate as fanservice. It really compounds the fact that this is a NieR sequel, and I appreciate its existence all the more for it. The greatest thing about Automata is that anybody can enjoy it. On the easy difficulty, you can equip chips that perform certain actions automatically, such as attacking and evading. Even if you aren't on easy, there are chips that can make you really overpowered. If someone is merely interested in the story and characters, and doesn't want to be bogged down with gameplay difficulty, Automata caters to that crowd very well. Genre switching is a very large component of Automata's gameplay. At one moment you could be playing a top-down shmup, then a twin-stick shooter, then a horizontal shooter, into a third-person action game. There's also puzzle sections, text adventures, hacking minigames, side-scrolling segments, and segments that resemble a 2D fighter. Hell, there's even a side quest where you race a flying robot across a city. I could go on about the side quests, the seamless open world, the bosses, the character dialogues, the plot twists, the art style, the subtle animations. I won't. And I probably can't without spoiling the experience. You'll just have to trust my word that Automata is truly fantastic, and an experience that should not be missed. I said the same of the first NieR, and I'm shocked that Automata has surpassed it. Within the hurricane of high-quality games in early 2017, I invested in this one, and I don't regret it one bit. Automata has lived up to the hype, despite my expectations.
Report. Pleasant.